Production.
Yo, what is Gucci? Hope you guys had a good weekend. It was nice. I could start to feel the weather's coming back. I went for a 4-hour walk yesterday by myself. It was like so nice to just like go out and just zone out and kind of just reflect on like, all right, where the hell do I want to be, right? Like it's always nice to just sit back and relax and reflect on those things. But anyways, we're going to get right into it. So this is the weekly ticker breakdown, and we're going to start off with Engh. So this is Engh Systems. Not sure what the company does, but if we look on the weekly time frame and we just go back, like this is a massive uptrend. These are the stocks we want to invest in. So it's pretty clear that we're in a nice channel right now. So honestly, I think that this just needs time to play out. So this is our channel. We've been playing in it since June 2020. It could stop soon. It looks like we could be basing out in here, right? We could have an inverse head and shoulders setting up. But if this doesn't play out, I would expect us to, there's a few different situations that could happen. This could lead us to break out of this channel, which would be great for the bulls. Also, this stock pays a dividend and it's a massive uptrend. Like if you're thinking long term and you just want to hold this and gather a nice position, this is a great time to gather a position. It's down and over time, it's probably going to go back up. So it's a great name, but what could be happening here is we have this inverse head and shoulders that's about to play out. We could come back down and fill in the rest of this channel, right? We still could need to come back down and like test towards the channel and then come back and break out. That's always a possibility. Or we could just be basing out in this range, right? We could have a descending wedge kind of playing out in this range, which we would want to hold this level. We'd want to hold this base right here, but we could be setting up something like that right now. So I'd be looking out maybe in this area or that area. I like the name overall though. Zkin, Z-K-I-N. All right, this name, scary. It's very volatile, as you can tell, right? Very volatile, but every time it gets up to this like $10 range, it starts to get stuffed really hard. Shot up, stuffed, shot up, stuffed. Right now, I'd expect the same thing. I wouldn't want it to break below this level. We got to make sure we hold there. The volume's starting to drop off a lot. Like this could eventually just fizzle out. So I don't know. I really don't know what this company does either, but it's very volatile. If it does want to make a push to the upside, I guess now would be a great time to buy. So YV, sweet, look at this. I haven't touched this name since I guess we last looked at it, YVR. So we had the head and shoulders pattern and it took some time to develop the right shoulder. We slid sideways for a few more days and then we broke bear. And it looks like this could potentially keep going, right? There's just no volume, right? Nobody cares about this stock right now. And every time it looks like this is one of those names that every time it makes one of those highs, it just gets shot back down. This is not a really interesting name, so I wouldn't really be putting too much focus on it. Icln. So we got here another massive uptrend. This one, I like this probably the most so far out of all the ones we've seen, just because we're starting to see it base out, right? Maybe we're running out of sellers here. It could take us down a little further, right? It could be a bear flag that wants to take us down a little bit more, which is okay. So if we are going to go down, I would mark out these areas. Like I would mark out down there and the bottom right here, this bottom, we could come back to want to test that level just in case. If we do want to go down, I'd mark those levels. But right now we're seeing a nice triangle play out in here. So that's a nice obvious triangle. It could want to break bear. So just keep that in mind. But overall, this is a dividend paying stock or ETF. And it's a massive uptrend. This is when you want to start looking at these stocks when they're on sale, right? If it is going to go bull, it's going to break out of this triangle. It could tighten up more, right? And break out of this triangle. But we'd have to break up over this level. If we can't break up over this, that would, I think, indicate that we are going to make another leg downward. But yeah, that's what I would expect here. If not, then we're probably going to maybe just break bear right now. I like the triangles because it's kind of like a it kind of gives you the decision. It's either gonna it's a 50-50. You could make a strangle play on it if you want, buy calls and puts, and then whichever one's going, you let go of the opposite. So I don't know. Right now, I don't. I would lean more bullish. You'd think, but who knows? Last year, look what happened, right? Look how bullish last year was. This was all in one year. We could just need a little bit more time to consolidate just a wee bit. We went up 300%, and then we're only down 30%. Maybe we need to go down a little bit more, right? Let's see where the golden pocket takes us. Yeah, maybe we just need to get back into that area. $17. I feel like if we get into the $17 range, it's a easy buy. It's a set it and forget it buy. Hyln. Yikes. Well, this looks horrible. Yeah, this looks horrible. I think this was one of those like EV names, man, that like people get hype on, like, oh, it's an EV name. It could be the next Tesla. And then like it's obviously not going to be the next Tesla. So I don't know. This is clearly made lower lows or lower highs and lower lows. And now it is at a floor. It could keep going down. That's the thing though. Like it's at $8. It still has some room to go down. I would completely take this one off my watch list. I would maybe have an alert set where if it breaks like $13, then maybe have a look at it or something. Coin. So this is Coinbase, the daily time frame. Let's see what happens on the 2 hour. We don't really got much. So it looks like we could potentially be basing out in this area. It's a clear, easy, this one's pretty easy to play out, right? We get a breakout of 345. That's solid for the bulls. We break bear below 317, and we could be going further downward, right? So it's in this range. We want to see the bulls take it up, and we need more bull volume, right? This is huge bear volume. Bep.Un, Brookfield Renewable. What's going on here? Let's zoom out. We got a potential head and shoulders pattern, that's for sure. That's what I see right off the rip. So if it can't like get a higher high follow through, then this is the pattern that's playing out. And our neckline is this area. So if we can't break up over that, then I'd expect us to go right back down towards somewhere around here, because there's really not much resistance, right, or support in between here, right? If we can't get any higher highs or anything, like right now, it is bull flagging, so we'd want to see that follow through. But if we zoom into the daily, like another reason why I think this could go down is just like we're starting to see those big red candles every time we're trying to make that new high in this zone. So we get stuff with the big rejection. April 5th, we got that candlestick rejection, big red candle. So we don't get any follow through to the upside, but we don't get any follow through to the downside. And then we try to grind up higher, another big red candle. So I don't know. I think this is indicating to me maybe we want to shape up around here and then to come back down to around $48 range. I'd really want to hold, otherwise that head and shoulders is pretty bearish. Uber. So with Uber, this is a nice chart pattern. I like this chart pattern on Uber. I want to see us break up over and hold this. We have earnings coming up. This could be a bullish earnings play. We have a nice wedge setting up here. Man, I'm liking it. Everything's looking good here on Uber. We want to eventually, if this does get rejected though, we want to not come all the way back down to the bottom of the wedge. We want to make like a higher low leading into this supply zone or resistance zone. So that's what I'd be looking for. We did overshoot here. We got the big bull volume, but the next day the bear volume trumped it. So I would want to see us maybe stall in this range a bit, so it's proof that we could hold this level, and then I'd say we're gonna go for a run. Where we could be potentially going is, let's check, $80 potentially. I'd lean a little bit. Actually, yeah, I like that pattern on the weekly time frame too. I really like what it looks like on the weekly. So it says here $80 is our first target. That's pretty bullish. I like Uber. Dogecoin, Dogecoin's been ripping. I'm gonna be honest with you. The reason why I don't like looking at this chart is because in my group chat, I sent a screenshot on April 11th being like, this is gonna rip, and then I didn't take a position, and now look at it. Oh damn, I don't know. I really like Dogecoin right now. It's looking so bullish, man. This consolidation, like the bear volume, there's no sellers. Nobody wants to sell. Like that's incredible. There's like no sellers. If there is going to be sellers, it's on the 4 hour time frame. We should expect a stall right now just because we've been in this zone before, but like there's really not many sellers. It's crazy. Let's check the 8 EMA. Perfect. I'd expect it maybe to stall out in this range. Let the 8 EMA catch up, and then I think we're going to go for a rip. Like Dogecoin to $1 might be a real thing now. Straight up, it might be a real thing. Run. So here we go. With run, we got the fake out, right? It did set up the inverse head and shoulders, but we didn't get any follow through. Just completely just so. What we did like though is that it held 46, which is what we wanted it to do. Honestly, it's still downtrending. I'd just expect this maybe to fizzle out, right? We have no follow through right now. It's the bears are in control. At this point, if it can't hold this range, we have some further downside to go, right? So we got to keep that in mind. Now, where can we go to the downside here on run? Let's go to the daily time frame and let's check our volume profile. Yikes. So if we can't hold this range, there's a big gap below in terms of the volume profile. So there's no support. This could go straight back down to $22, which is the bearish case. I just keep an eye out for that because it's very possible. Why I think it's pretty likely is because we had the nice inverse head and shoulders setup, but no follow through. Straight bears in control. I do like how we have this big bull volume coming in, so maybe this is going to be like the last straw and the bulls hold 48 45 to 48 zone. I'd hope that that's the case for the bulls. If not, it's a scary sight back to $22. And that is this week's sticker breakdown. Cool. Hope you guys have a good week. Cheers.